So here we are today, and we're talking about the mission in India. Oh, hey.
We're unnamed servants. And we hear you are going on the mission this summer.
I'm Greg.
I'm Robert.
I'm Skylar.
And I'm Paul. And one hope that we have for you guys this summer, that I personally have for you, is that when you see things that are new and maybe even frightening or scary, that God can reach into your heart and you would allow Him to do so, and that God would spark something in you that would be deeper than just that experience or moment, but rather He would start to work in each and every one of you guys a calling, a life mission, something for which God has for you to do in this world.
I'm hoping that all of you guys can, this summer through your experience and time on the field, connect with God's heart for people and the desire He has for them to be lifted up.
I'm a pretty practical guy. Maybe some of you guys are too. So my hope is actually even before the trip. I hope you guys prepare as much as you can through prayer, reading the mission manual, and getting ready for all the things that you can't possibly know without going. So I have no doubt when you get there, God is going to blow your mind and it's going to be changed forever. It's just no doubt. So do everything you can ahead of time to get your mind ready to be blown and your heart ready to be changed.
My hope is that this trip ruins your life in all the good ways. That whatever goals and plans you had coming up to this point, you'd feel free enough to surrender them to the Lord, to seek from Him the kind of direction that comes from His Word, and allowing that Word to be a filter into how you see the world, because that's what we're going to show you. We're going to show you the world that God created, but a world that also man thought he could take over and run better than God, and it's resulted in a lot of pain, violence, and sadness, and darkness. But in the midst of that, God has an expectation for His people like you to be present, to do something about it. So with that explosive combination of reality and God's Word, I really hope that it messes you up.
Prepare to meet some of the most incredible people you'll ever meet. India, as you know or don't know, has something like 1.6 billion people, and there's a lot of wonderful people in India. You're gonna get to meet some of our friends, some of the people that we've worked with now for many years, and they're really, really wonderful people. And just prepare yourself to be invaded with love and joy as you serve these people, as they serve you, and as we grow in our relationship together with the people of India. So prepare that way.
I think that you need to acknowledge that this summer you're going to have to deal with even your own culture, and coming back and experiencing how things were in India compared to how things are here, and deal with that. And I think that through the Word is the best way to think about those things. And so be reading the Bible, be preparing in that way to experience connection with God, and then to get ideas and rationale on how to think even about how we do things here and how they do things there and how they differ.
Don't overpack. Sorry, I had to say.
I guess my practical advice for you would lie along the conceptual activity that you could do in preparation. And what I mean by that is, I think it would be good to acknowledge that at this point in your life, you're at a decisive crossroads to some degree. That's why you're going on this trip. You want to figure something out. You have some decisions to make. And you are actually putting yourself out there in such a way where you're saying, God, I'm available to you, and I'm expecting you to give me direction. And what I think you need to be prepared for is Him answering that. There's not a mistake that's taken place which has put you in this opportunity. Instead, because you're a person who's been praying, thinking, desiring to see God move in your life, even if it seems somewhat incidental, The Bible tells us that a man can plan his steps, but the Lord knows his way, that the Father has been compelling you, has been working with you to get you ready for this moment. And if you could understand that at the onset of the trip, you're going to be more free to surrender yourself to the things that you're going to see and experience. You're going to feel less like things are putting on you and more like doors are being opened for you. And that mindset will determine the quality of your trip to a great degree, believe it or not. Because it's not just going to be the physical circumstances that have been brought up that are, a shock to the eyes, but it's also going to be that very emotional and spiritual issue concerning what God would have for you to do with your life that will, grab you at your innards. And when that happens, you need to have something to fall back on, and it's the memories and the moments that you conjure up prior to the trip where you say, Lord, I give this trip to you. I surrender to you. I give you this summer and this time so that you can have your way. And when things get tough, you can call back on that and remember that it was your prayers and your communication with the Lord that He is now answering through this experience. Because we're all believing that this experience could be that for you. It could be the experience that helps you to make that next decision that you need to for your life in following Christ. So we're looking forward to seeing you guys.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, we'll meet you at the airport.
In
So.
Delhi.
In Delhi, in the land of the hotness. When we see you guys, seriously, what we expect of you is to line up like military soldiers. No, just kidding. What we expect of you is to give us a nice hug and don't act weird around us, okay?
Namaste.
If you don't know, India has a lot of trains.
That's true. They have a lot of trains.